So does the Circus of the Scars, that the documentary is out, and you've referenced it a few times. Does that generate any renewed interest? Is there any possibility that you could see a reunion tour of the Jim Rose Circus?
No. Have you seen it?
The documentary? I have not yet.
Watch the documentary and you know why. Those guys hate each other. I mean, here's the thing. Like Jim's writing a rebuttal right now. Like, it was pretty much a hit piece, and I get it. You know, like the director was our tour manager, and like him and Jim butted heads a lot. I mean, you know, I always considered myself the Henry Kissinger. Look it up, kids. The Henry Kissinger of the sideshow. Like, I don't care if you're bigger than us or smaller than us. I want to come and see your act. If you want me on stage, great. If not, I'm buying a t-shirt to support. You know, I like that. Like, early on, you know, like there's a lot of jealousy. Okay, you know, we're moving on to this and onto this, and I can see it. But like getting everybody back together, no. I almost made it, but my wife's family is kind of ill, so we had to go see them here in Texas. But the original three, let's see, Matt the Tube, Tim the Torture King, Enigma, and I was the only one not there for the screening in Chicago. Like, it's won a bunch of awards. I miss seeing that, but I did fly up to Minneapolis, which I enjoyed, with the Torture King, and just saw, you know, hung out and watched the movie on a big screen. And there's no way. I mean, Jim Rose Circus, the Next Generation, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of spry enough to be the new Jim Rose, but do I want to get up at 6 a.m. and, you know, get on the phone or do interviews online and do all that shit? I mean, you know, back in the day, we used to stop at a payphone so you could do an interview. I'm sure it's easier nowadays. I don't know. I want to. Of course, I always want to. Jim Rose Circus for life, you know, but hey.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, sorry, as an aside, have you seen the Back Room documentary?
Yeah, we're in it.
We're in it.
Yeah.
All of us? Did they cut my part?
I think that there is maybe some visual, like quick pass by visual. I think that you're in there.
They interviewed, you know, of course, you know, Wendy. I'm Wendy, Rocky and Wendy.
Yeah.
They interviewed us at Casino a couple years ago. I heard they, because at the Back Room when we played there, that's after we got arrested in Lubbock. So we're full of piss and vinegar. We're taking pictures naked with the cops here in Austin. It's like, I remember that old pole right in the middle. I had weights on my dick. I jumped on the pole and swang around. That was painful. Swung around, but yeah. And Boudreaux and those guys, they interviewed me. Okay, I know what you want. You want a short 5-second clip? I got this. Yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
I think it got left in. There was a lot of stuff got cut out because they just had so much stuff.
I'm sure it'd be a 4-hour, like, okay, if you ever release this to media, here's the uncensored shit, you know, an extra disc. I'm sure there's about 4 or 5 hours they can include on that. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Probably. It's actually on a film festival circuit as we speak
right now.
So
I'm
glad.
That's what we did. That's what we did last year. Like, went to film festivals, then it got picked up by Amazon and Tubi and all this. So yeah, good. That's going to get picked up somewhere because that's such a good documentary.
Yeah, I feel like it's only a matter of time.
Good.
I got one last question, and and it's a little off topic. But I know you're a big Doctor Who fan, and I can see your collection of memorabilia and stuff behind you. First of all, how did you get into? I lived in England in the late '70s. I know you got the Doctor Who.
Wait, tattoo. Yeah. First North American to get a tattoo in '86. Boom. No.
So how? I lived in England in the late '70s, and I remember watching Doctor Who because I think it's an English production, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Okay.
And I started watching it in the '70s as well. Where I'm from in Washington State, it's northwest, way northwestern tip of Washington. From my parents' house, you can see the lights of Victoria and Vancouver. So we had an aerial, so I could get CBC Channel 2, Check 6, and the CBC showed all Doctor Who, Red Dwarf, Black Adder, you know, all the shit you'd see on MTV later. But yeah, that's how I got into it. It's like, what the hell am I watching? And Trekkie at the time. And I watched a couple episodes, got into it. You know, the new stuff, touch and go. But look, I'm still a fan. So yeah. I gotta.
That's cool.
What's your most prized piece of memorabilia?
No, come on, I got tons. I I only met a couple doctors. I got pictures with them. Just, nowadays, my wife and I used to love Comic Cons, but now it's all these pop doll things that are stupid. It's like I'm trying to find I got like 15 sonic screwdrivers. I don't think I have anything really rare. I mean, behind me, you can see all those.
Yeah.
Those are $100 a piece now, maybe, because they're
Nice.
original. And
You got a labyrinth poster, I see.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I got that for my birthday a couple years ago. Yeah.
Nice.
Huge Bowie fan. Got a live
Nice.
cast. Bowie,
Oh, yeah.
all about Bowie, man.
Did you ever meet Bowie?
Oh, did I meet Bowie?
Yeah.
Got a minute?
tell us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after Nine Inch Nails tour, we're traveling Europe, and Jim's like, "Come on, man, Lifto, when are you gonna be famous?" And I remember to this day, I went, "I'll be famous when Bowie knows my name." So it was Norway. What was it called? Dr. Music Festival in Norway. And it was a small little backstage area, but let's see. So it was Skunk and Nancy, a bunch of bands, and Skunk and Nancy, then us, and then Prodigy, who blew us off stage. Prodigy in the 90s. Holy hell, did I have a good time seeing those guys. And then the next day, okay, so Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds played. So
wow, this is cool art. That's a bunch of cool artists, man.
And no, anytime you play in Europe, it's just so much weird shit. So Nick got off stage. It's like we got off stage, and I'm like, okay, I got the chainsaws. We run through dancing. Okay, Nick, can you get off our steps so I can put this in here? It's like, hello, Lifto. It's like, oh, hello, Bowie. It's like, fuck, David Bowie. Fuck. So I dropped everything off, and then he was on stage. And Bowie always did this. He had a monitor on the side of the stage where people would stay and watch just his vocals. And then he sang Rebel, Rebel, and he goes, "Who's my lover boy?" And pointing to me, it's like, fuck. And I literally peed my pants. Okay, Dave Bowie knows my name. First time I've been really starstruck. And then he didn't do an encore, which I was pissed about, because Jim's wife, BB, convinced him to come and hang out with us. So he's just leaning over a trash can, and it's like, if you meet Trent Reznor and Bowie now, okay, you guys are tiny. I'm only 6'2". So I leaned over and just chatting. We'd see him open up for him a couple months later in Switzerland, and then third time in Holland. But yeah, no, so he just, and I just remember everybody got pictures with him. Like Jim got a picture with him that I took. It's I wasn't even thinking at the time, we didn't have phones. It was like Polaroid cameras and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's not your fault. That's
I wasn't thinking back then. I got memories for days, but and it's like we were chatting. It's like, okay, yeah, I got this Japanese poem. They had to hold my guns and shit. And he's like, he looks at me and he goes, Lifto? It's like, oh, what? My good friend David Bowie. He's like, you guys have been to Holland, right? At this old school tattoo, it's called Hanky Panky Studios. They had tattooed oranges, tattooed fetuses in jars and shit. It's like, oh no. It's like, yeah, if he ever dies, we can cut pieces off him and sell it. It's like, and it was like, hey, what are you guys talking about? It's like, nothing. My friend David Bowie and I are talking about cutting you up into pieces after you died. No, and I want to say, for most artists, maybe Al, maybe Trent, we're not going hey, we're a musician too. Put us on your label, write an album for us, produce us. It's like, no, we're like, hey, Trent, you want to see something freaky? Hey, hey, boy, want to see how long my dick does stretch? And he's like, yeah, let me see that. All right, that's great. It's like, okay, yeah, show David Bowie my dick. But that's it. Thank you for letting me tell that. I tear up almost every time. Fuck that man.
No, that's
Black
special.
Star was such a good Bye album. Man, I can't even listen to it. It's so dark. Yeah, but all right.
It's awesome. Thank you for sharing something that's obviously
anytime, man. Anytime. That's
you really
favorite
care.
Memory.
You really care.
I can tear my dick off 100 times to meet that man once. Yeah. So
right. I get it.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for spending time with us this afternoon. This was awesome, man. I knew this was going to be a great episode.
I got tons much. So
real quick, I want you to tell us what the name of the documentary is and how they can go watch it.
Oh, yes.
Instead of just holding it up,
Okay, I'm going to do this. I have my new teeth in. It's called Circus of the Scars. It documents the rise and sort of followed the Jim Rose Circus from the late 80s to the mid 90s up until the Nine Inch Nails tour 94. The original artists, young me, how we all met. There's really good footage of us drinking bile beer that I talked about.
Yep.
Eddie and everybody and Chris Cornell. And it's on Amazon for, I think, a couple bucks, Amazon Prime for a couple bucks. If you have the Tubi app, it's free. Look up Circuits of the Scars. It's free with ads. And it's totally uncensored. And you get to see, Lifto Wiener.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah. How
Good.
it started and like, it touches, like you said, like, okay, the culture's going like this. You can see Pearl Jam just getting famous on stage, and they did. And they were great live. But
well,
anyway.
It's worth it to rock and roll fans on every facet. It's like it's a rainbow of information, and I think that if you just, whether you're into the circus or whether you're just into the rock and roll, I feel like it's going to be a great film, and I'm looking forward to watching it.
If you were born in the 90s, you should see how us 20-year-olds handled the 90s. It's all I can say. Yeah.